You're on.
Alright, hi everybody. More shenanigans from Tim for sure. So this is going to be like our ham encore because you guys most people had ham on Sunday, and so I'm going to show you a couple of really quick and easy fun things to do with them. One's going to be pea soup with ham, and the other is going to be your own homemade ham salad. So we're going to start over here on the soup side. What I started out with is I've had on my shelf for quite a while, just organic split peas. You can buy them from the regular store as well, but I've always, shopped at Rail City Market for special things. But you can find the same thing in bags on the grocery store. And they're just split peas. I took a cup and a half and I washed them. And now that they've been, I should say rinsed. It's not like I, put soap and water on them or whatever, but rinsed them with water, because you need to rinse them off. And then you're going to put 8 cups. Ooh, this bowl wasn't big enough to do the whole 8 cups in. So 8 cups of water. And when I went shopping last week, I had gotten a ham for Tim and I. And I bought a ham for Tim and I. Well, it's just Tim and I, so it was a good size ham. I spent $7 on the whole ham, and I sliced. The other night he and I sliced it up, and then he rebagged for the freezer one slice for each bag so that we could do like anything with them later on, but whatever. So there's 7 different meals out of that. And then here's the bone from it. And so what I'm going to do is place this bone in here. So you can see it's the ham bone, and it's still got a lot of meat on it. Throwing that in there with and a couple of pieces of random little pieces of different stuff in here. I'm going to leave it in there. This is our pea soup we're doing right now. And then I've got medium onion all chopped up already. And then it calls for a teaspoon of bouillon, but you know me, I don't use regular bouillon. I use better than bouillon, and it does say chicken. So I use the better than bouillon, the chicken flavor. And just a good old spoonful of it. And then some pepper. And then I'm inclined to either do garlic powder, so you could choose what you want, garlic powder or mince. It doesn't have it in the recipe I usually use, but I always add garlic powder or minced garlic. It's going to boil for so long that I'm going to go right ahead and use the minced garlic and do my usual at the end of my knife that you've been watching me do on and off. And we're just going to leave that. We're going to cover it. Well, going to get it to boil right now. Then we're going to cover it and leave it to boil for an hour. And then I stir it every now and then. And then I remove the ham bone and peel off any parts of the meat because they're all going to come right off the bone. Peel off the parts of the meat, and there's some random pieces that I had stuck in there too. So cut them up kind of coarsely, just chop them into different sizes. Put it all back together on the stove, and I'm going to add some diced carrots, and it calls for celery. I don't have celery, so I'm going to dice up really tiny, some potatoes, and that's what's going to go into the soup. I wish I could show you what it was like all done. Probably what I'll do is what I did before, is I'll make a picture of it to go with the video so you can see what it looks like when it's done. But for right now, we're at the part where we just put a cover on it, boil it for an hour, then we take it off, we peel all the meat off the bone, and we chop them very coarsely, add the carrots, add the potatoes. I'm adding potatoes, cover it, and then just 30 minutes on simmer after that, and it gets thick and bubbly and wonderful. So that's as easy as your pea soup is. It's an hour and a half cook time and less than 5 minutes prep time. So there's your pea soup. Over here, this was my ham that I bought. Over here is the wonderful ham bone, and I chose to use this one for our ham salad because this is the one that Elizabeth had baked. And so you can see it's a different color if you put one against the other. This one hasn't seen an oven or anything yet, the one I'm using in the soup. See the difference in color? Hers was baked. She baked it for her dinner. So this one's in a completely different stage. Ham is basically cooked when you get it anyways. You're just kind of adding flavor and doing different things to it when you cook it yourself. But so she baked this one for her family, and she's done with it. And she said, does anybody know what they want to do with this? Later on, when this is all done, I'm going to make another soup out of this. But what I'm going to do, since I've already got one soup made, I'm either going to give it to Erica if she still wants it because she wanted it, or I'm going to put it in our freezer and make soup in another month or so. But this is so fun and easy. Oh, you ever had ham salad from like a really good deli or something? Oh my God, it's so good. Here's the funny thing. My whole life have hated ham. Hated ham. I'm not a ham girl. Never have been. So I never really got into pea soup when I was younger, and as I'm getting older, I'm starting to acquire a taste for ham. When I was a kid, it was so loaded with salt. I don't know if anybody my age, which I refuse to say out loud, used to have ham. It was loaded with salt back then. Now they've got so many different ways that they're curing them and cooking them. There's not a lot of salt in them anymore. So the flavors are really coming out, that meat flavor. So I'm starting to like it. One of the things I've discovered that I love is homemade ham salad. Literally, here's where we go. We're just gonna, Elizabeth had a spiral ham, I can see, because it's already cut in all the pieces. I'm just throwing some random chunks of spiraled ham in here. Oh, this is so good, so good, so good. I'm going to hold on to even this end for when we do the soup because the flavor is even in that. But for right now, I just want some straight up ham, so I'm pulling it off of here on purpose. Just random pieces like this. Oh, by the way, you can see what I have is a little tiny chopper. If you saw before I started putting the ham in, there's just a little blade inside here. It's like they call it a little Oster chopper, and it's awesome. It does so many cool jobs. This is how I cut all my nuts for cookies or for fudge or anything. I use that chopper. I don't even use the knife anymore. And then I'm going to throw some onions on there because well, it's for Tim, so. Okay, it's going to get loud for a second.
Sure, that was enough.
You think I need some more?
Absolutely.
All right. There we go. So,
Not very much.
I'll cook some more and add some more onion to it. So you can see it's just, so it's going to get loud for a minute, but here we go. There's another piece or two. There's one that's having a hard time breaking up, so I'm going to keep going. See, there's one big piece still in there. So that one doesn't want to break up, so I'm going to end up taking that one out and putting it back. I never touch the inside of my thing unless I've unplugged. That's from a girl who's already missing part of a finger. That's a big thing. So here you go. I chopped the onions and the ham up at exactly the same time so that they're diced all up the same way. And here you go. It's this simple. Oh my God, this is so good. You're gonna kick yourself for never having done this before. So now, I mean, depending on what you've got for a ham, you've already got one level of flavor. And that's true. Hams are all flavored a little bit differently, and especially how you cook them. I don't know what she cooked. I don't know how Elizabeth cooked this, if she just stuck it in, or if she brushed it with anything, or if she put any flavors on it. So this is going to be fun for me to find out. But, yeah, so see how perfect that is? Totally perfect. So you've got one level of flavor. Anyways, that's your ham. So now we're going to add to the level of flavor. Mayonnaise is one. And you can, if you want another little bit of a bite to it, you can do the Grey Poupon that has the little bit of spice to it. I just usually go ahead straight up with mustard. Kind of plop a bunch in there. You can see I'm not doing any, as again, this is back to me cooking, no measuring. I'm going to throw some salt and pepper on there. Sometimes I even just a smidge of garlic powder. And now I'm a person that likes my stuff a little bit wet. I'm not a dry tuna fish eater. I like to have it just a little bit wet. So see how it's still a little dry? I probably will add a little more mayo. I always start with a little bit of mayo and not a ton. Because again, the old rule is you can add more, but you can't take it out. So if it's too much, you can't take it out. But actually, that looks like it's perfect. This actually looks perfect on the first shot, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. So now I'm going to show you. You can make just a regular sandwich with this, with a piece of bread, and here we go. You want to eat a sandwich, hon?
No.
You're not ready?
No.
Okay. So.
That's my lunch tomorrow. What are you talking about?
So, here we go. So, I'm a person that does not like a dry, even though that's got mayo in it, I still like to prepare my bread with something. So, butter or mayo or something. Oh, I put way too much on that one to start with. Whoops. I should be preparing on a plate. Silly me. Instead of preparing on the counter. How gauche.
What?
How gauche. I know, you hate it when I use those words. Okay. So here we go. You can add, so you can have just a plain ham salad sandwich if you want. You can add cheese to the top of this, you know, put a good old slice of whatever your favorite cheese is. Honey, did you want a special cheese with this? Or you want it straight up?
You're the one that's going to eat it.
No, this is yours for tomorrow. I'm going to put it in a bag after I'm done. You're not going to eat it now. Do you want a pepper jack on that or something?
Sure.
Okay. So I'm going to finish Tim's off with a pepper jack later. And then that's your basic sandwich. However, I've got a little bit more fun here. You can also get creative. You can have some fun. Hang on. I didn't put my back to you on purpose, but I just realized it's a brand new container and I hadn't opened it yet. So look at this. These little tiny mini yellow corn tortillas. Totally love them. This whole bag is like $1.99. It's crazy how inexpensive it is. The kids love them. Absolutely love them. They put tuna fish. They actually do peanut butter and jelly wraps and tuna fish and all kinds. So here's a nice quick example of what it would look like if I wanted to do a ham wrap. Oh, our soup's starting to boil a little bit. You can see here it's getting there. I mean, literally, you can make a sandwich out of anything. You can fill a hot dog roll. If that's all you've got on hand is a hot dog roll, fill the middle of a hot dog roll with it. How many times have you been to parties where there are hot dog rolls filled with ham and chicken salad and different salads? So a hamburger roll, regular bread, anything that can put something in the middle, and nice treat, good nutritious with the ham salad, and there you go. So good. So very good. So here's a couple of really good suggestions on using your leftover ham. Remember, if you've got a lot of ham left over and you're not ready to use your bone now, do what I'm going to do with that one. Put it in the freezer. When you're ready, pull it out, give it some shelf time till it comes to back to room temperature or defrost or whatever, and then start building your soups or whatever after that. You don't have to use your ham bones right off. They freeze well. And there's so many things you could create. What also you could be doing with this ham, we're going to make some quiche soon. We could be putting some of this ham in quiche. Again, a refrigerator soup, which I'll show you what refrigerator soups are like on another day, but ham could be a base. Any meat is a base for refrigerator soup. So that quick, that easy. I hope you enjoy yourself. Bye.